Hello again, everybody. Dr. Glenn Peterson with Infinite Wellness, another one of our question and answer series videos. Please like and share this with everybody. We'd love to be able to get this kind of information out. And if you need to know more, we're here for you.
All right, so this week our question is, she's having foot pain due to a falling arch and bunions, and she wants to know how to reduce the pain and the functionality.
Okay, so yes, trying to reduce pain from arch issues. Now, we're going to get a little bit outside of chiropractic here. This also has chiropractic portions to it. As a chiropractor, obviously we want to address the foot, make sure that all the mobility is there that we can get from each of the joints that are inside the foot. So adjustments to the foot to get motion back will be key. But if there's already there's been years of problems with this, with collapsing arches, and that's a very common thing in our culture due to improper arch support, where the arch of the foot has begun to fall, and where we're getting plantar fasciitis, pain in that plantar fascia where that arch lies, and or heel spurring where there's calcification, or in this case even where footwear and other things maybe have pushed the toes inward, creating that outward expression of the first joint of the foot known as a bunion. So bunions and foot improper mobility over time with collapsing arches creates some of these structural changes of the foot. So how do we fix it? Well, chiropractors, often many of us, and in my case in particular, we like to address this at first by taking care of most of the parts that are causing the pain, and then creating a support, as well as not just support, but exercise, which we'll show at the end, to strengthen portions of the musculature of the lower border, the bottom of the foot, to allow that arch more strength and support all on its own without having to have a constant arch support there for the rest of our life. So initially addressing most foot pain, we're going to deal with mostly the plantar fascia. Most pain comes when the arch begins to drop and we create a stretching of the plantar fascia. Usually it hurts mostly at the heel, but can hurt up at the ball of the foot as well. So both of these things can create that lower arch pain where we're constantly sore whenever we're up and we're moving around or we're in footwear that's not supportive. So how I address that first, most of the time we want to find a way to break up any adhesions. Like I said, after adjustment, break up adhesions of the plantar fascia, and then even if there's heel spurring or spurring at the ball of the foot, to kind of break some of that calcification up. And we have a wonderful device here that can do that. This is a therapeutic ultrasound. Unlike diagnostic ultrasound, which women would use during pregnancy, or we would look at vascularity through, or even heart analyzation, this is therapeutic ultrasound. Therapeutic ultrasound is more of a deep heat. It's a lot like microwave, where the heat is used through a medium and it's deep. We'll use an ultrasound gel. We heat the foot up first. We get it nice and warm on the inside, and then we'll do manual therapy, where we get in and kind of strip that tissue and break up some of that scarring. This is a little painful. It's kind of sore while doing it, but tolerable and manageable. And with a few times of trying to break up some of that scarring in that tissue in the plantar fascia, that fascia becomes looser and more flexible. If there's heel spurring there or spurring on the base of the where the metatarsals are in the ball of the foot, those can easily be broken up, that calcification, through treatments with therapeutic ultrasound and tissue work. And then again, we need support. The second part of that question talked about functionality in bunion formation. While we can't get rid of bunions, we can create a stable environment where the body is no longer constantly building up calcification along that bunion. So we need to re-support the arch of the foot. In the beginning, usually this is best done with an orthotic to support it and keep it up. And then we'll be doing chronic exercises so that eventually the foot becomes stronger in its arch again like it used to be when we were younger. Of course, weight loss if there's heavy weight involved, but to get that arch back up, we strengthen it, and that allows us to then support, and that keeps bunions from worsening. It keeps lots of conditions from becoming a problem. So the next part we'll do is get into what that exercise would be for the foot. Okay, so to the exercises for the foot, how to rebuild the arch. What we're really looking to do is to strengthen and tighten the muscles along the border of the bottom of the foot. There are lots of small muscles down here known as lumbricals, and they are very, very, very important in helping strengthen the arch, which we can strengthen as we've aged. So what we want to do is work on actually clawing at the floor and increasing the arch of the foot at the same time. It looks like this, where I'm pulling my toes towards my heel as well as propping up this arch, so pulling in this way. You see that better here. You're pulling in this way, and I'm doing this along the carpet so that you can see I'm pushing downward with pressure and then pulling as hard as I can. And if you're doing this, you should feel some extreme, almost cramping in the bottom of the foot as the arch begins to increase itself. So repetitively, several times throughout the day, take those toes, grab that carpet, push down, and really pull, increasing this arch. As you can see, it rebuilds actually the arch. It forces the body to open to open the bottom half down here by curling the toes and opening and pulling at that arch so that the plantar fascia can become more propped up. And these are great exercises to do to help restore that continuity of the muscles of the lower foot and resupport and build the body's natural arch back as much as we can get it. Like I said, until that time, we would put you in an orthotic to help the body prop this up during the day so that you would have that nice arch throughout your day while you're working and walking. And then for this would rebuild the exercise would rebuild that arch when we're not in our orthotics.
So if I'm experiencing pains like this in my foot, would massage or reflexology help?
Absolutely. These are other great therapeutics to aid in decreasing some of the inflammation, some of the pain in the foot. Massage feels really, really great, and it will also help if they get in there and do deep tissue work to break up some of the scarring along the plantar fascia, although do realize that creates a little bit of pain. That will be sore. I wouldn't recommend long periods of massage on the foot for that, at least not with deep tissue, but softer techniques could be done longer. If it's done deep, I would say just a couple of minutes, enough to break up some of that tissue, but not too long so that the next day you could still walk. Reflexology, amazing, lovely technique to kind of aid in the body's understanding. Reflexology, much like acupuncture, is about balancing some of the energy patterns, and in particular energy patterns of the foot and reflexology, where it's all mapped out. So reflexology is a great way to reduce some of the inflammation and the pain of the foot while going through treatments to try to restore that collapsed arch.